Good morning from sunny South Texas. This is John Elder streaming live from the 5 Dog Digital Compound, and in today's video we are going to be discussing our top 10 tips for improving SEO of your blog. Now this is a way of improving visibility of your blogs, helping your blogs get more eyeballs on them, rank better in the search engines, all this good stuff so that they can drive more site traffic back your way and potentially get you more clients and patients. So that being the case, let's jump right in. SEO. Search engine optimization. This is a marketing tactic that you've probably come to know from our web series, but it's also great for blog structure. With SEO, you can help your blog gain more visibility in the search results, drive traffic to your business, and all that good stuff. So the first thing I wanted to mention as far as structuring your blog is long tail keywords. What's a long tail keyword, you might ask? Here's a long tail keyword. A keyword would be like testosterone. It's going to have super high search volume, but it's also going to be highly competitive. So two things I'm looking at here in Mangles is our keyword phrase, the search volume, which is the monthly search volume, and the keyword difficulty for that particular word. So in this particular instance, what causes hormone imbalance? That's 4 different words strung together in a sentence. That's a long tail keyword. Now, what we like about these is generally you can find the questions that your patients are asking when they're in that initial discovery phase. And if you can get in front of them then, you're probably going to be getting their business later. So to get in front of them, you need to find out what questions they're answering and answer those questions directly. Now, these long tail keywords can definitely do that. Plus, they can give you valuable information in structuring your blog at the starting gate. Like, what causes hormone imbalance? That could be a title of a good blog. And within that blog, you could address what is hormone imbalance? What causes hormonal changes? What can cause hormonal imbalance? See, these two are pretty much synonyms. So this one having a higher search volume, I'd probably make this one the header, and then in the paragraph under that header, I would probably use these two interchangeably. That way I can grab both of them. What are the symptoms of hormone imbalance? What does hormone imbalance mean? There's several questions in here, and you really want to find the ones with the good search volume, low keyword difficulty. That's how you really leverage long tail keyword research. And then once you get all of these keywords together and you have kind of a structure of how you want to put this blog together, writing the copy just becomes easy at that point. Now here's where I pulled this from. This is a testosterone replacement therapy blog. I have several clients in this space, so I naturally keep up on this kind of stuff. But you can see what they did here. Success leaves clues. So it helps to study what other people are doing. This is your main tag. This is your H1 header tag, your main tag. So this posts the question, what causes hormonal imbalance? So then they start talking a little bit about it, and then boom, H2 tag, subheader, what are hormones? What causes hormonal imbalance? And then you can see also they broke it up with bullet points. Makes it a lot easier on the eyes to have short paragraphs of 2 or 3 sentences broken up, break it up with bullet points, break it up with numbers and whatnot, and another H2, more bullet points, H2, and close. So other areas you want to definitely take a look at on your blog, aside from your title tags, which I just mentioned here, it's the meta description. That's going to be on the back side. So that's not something that's on the patient-facing side of the blog. When you're posting this in your WordPress or whatever you're using, you should have a block for your meta description where you have like 2 or 3 sentences to kind of try to say what it is this blog is really about. And you also want to utilize your keyword research there. You could also squeeze certain search terms into the URL for that blog. Like when you post this, it'll be like Johnny's TRT clinic / what causes hormone imbalances. So you're squeezing it in there also. Another spot is the alt text. One thing I don't like about this particular blog is he didn't use any images. I mean, there's a thumbnail image in the beginning, but that's about it. However, with images, you can use alt text in order to slip keywords in. Alt text is basically the name of the image. So say that by default, this image that you got has some kind of gibberish name.jpg. Rename that hormone replacement therapist near me. That's a good search term with good search volume, low keyword difficulty, but it's hard to squeeze into a paragraph without sounding like crap. So what we can do with it is rename the image, and that way when Google crawls the site, it's going to see all those header tags, the H1s, the H2s. It's going to crawl through the rest. It's going to see all the keywords sprinkled into the content. It's also going to see the image, not as an image, but lines of code with that title tag worked into it. So you can rank for that particular term. You can rank for long tail terms across all these questions that people are plugging in, and that'll all help you out tremendously. So not to belabor that point too much, but Snippet. Point 2, publish content consistently. This helps for many reasons. Google loves it when people are posting content because their whole business model is to offer local, search relevant results to customer inquiries or user inquiries. So if someone's typing in what causes hormone imbalance and you have basically answered that question directly, you could probably score yourself not only better ranking for that particular blog post that'll link them back to your website, you can get what's called a featured snippet right here at the top. Since this particular blog basically directly answered the question, which has the good search volume right here, they scored themselves a featured snippet, which is basically a top tier ranking. So by publishing content consistently, you are going to be answering more customer questions directly, trying to get more of your blogs positioned right here, and that'll do tremendous. It'll be great for your SEO. Let me just put it that way. You're going to get a lot of eyeballs. You're going to get a lot of traffic. You're going to have a lot of those fence sitters that are in their research phase that you're going to be getting directly in front of because you're going to be the one answering their questions. So ultimately, you'll be the resource for people looking to possibly get hormone replacement therapy. And by consistently posting, you'll have more content to keep them engaged. This is where a couple different tricks can also come into play. You can also update your old content. This is number 3. So aside from updating, continually posting content, you can also update your old content. Look at your old blog posts and maybe there's a better way you could phrase the question. Take your question, do a little keyword research, and find if there's a synonym, another way of phrasing the question that has better search volume, and swap it out. Same goes for your H2s and your meta tags, all that good stuff. Try to utilize keyword research and just breathe some fresh life into your old blogs. That'll also help increase your possibility of getting a decent ranking and a lot more site traffic and potential patients. Number 4, integrate SEO friendly elements. Kind of touched on this a little bit, but what I'm talking about here is breaking it up a little bit. If you see a wall of text, your eyes are going to glaze over and you're going to click away. Now, the fact that he broke it up into 1 to 2 sentence paragraphs, each has its own little header, short little snippet, another header, bullet points, all these things, numbered lists, short paragraphs, subheaders, throwing in some images with alt text worked into them. These all break up the page and make it much easier on the eyes, so people tend to stick around and actually read the whole article rather than just scrolling through and going, oh my god, nope. People don't like that, so cater to the audience and optimize for a featured snippet if possible. So you can see right here, they pretty much answer this question directly with this material, which is why when I Googled that particular question, guess who came up number 1? So if you can find a question that your clients ask every day when you do your initial consult, if you can answer that question in a blog post, then when they are in their discovery phase, when they're first starting to ask questions into the search engines to try and educate them before they go see you, that question is going to be answered by your blog, which is going to, if you're lucky, get a featured snippet, which means it's going to be number 1. So again, you will be the resource. Also start linking. If you have multiple blogs, it's very helpful to add hyperlinks in your blogs, which will help expand your network of blogs. By linking them all together, you are able to give your reader the opportunity to basically go down a rabbit hole. Say they're reading this and let's see, you have hormone therapy hyperlinked. They click on that, it goes to another blog that you wrote about hormone therapy, etc., etc. Then they're on that page, and that page mentions depression. So you have another blog post that talks about depression. You can see where this webs out. So everything's linked together to everything else. So you can basically keep your reader engaged and bouncing around between blog posts like they're watching cat videos on YouTube. That'll tell Google a couple things. People like your content because they stay on your page and read it, which will increase your domain authority. And it'll also mean that you'll rank that blog post better, which will mean you'll get even more traffic. So it feeds on itself. That's how that kind of works. Also, a couple of small things I wanted to touch on. You want to have responsive design for mobile. So you want to make sure that your blog posts come up good on mobile as well as desktop. WordPress automatically kind of does that, but some of the smaller builders don't. So you want to keep an eye on that. Make sure that it comes up on mobile because most of us are on phones these days, unfortunately. You also want to make sure that your load speed is good. If it's not, look at the image that you used and make sure it's compressed properly. There was one I used tiny JPEG or tiny URL, something like that, it's pretty good. There are several free ones out there. Pick one that you like and just compress your image so that it doesn't bog down your load speed. Text isn't going to bog down load speed. Images do. That's generally when you have a 2000 by 8000 pixel image that you've squeezed into a tiny little box for some reason. It's going to bog down your load speed and you're not going to know why. It's still a big image. It's just crammed into a tiny box. You can compress it so it actually fits that box. Doesn't just degrade the image quality, but it will help your load speed. And of course, you want to really grab the audience with your first couple paragraphs. Above the fold is the most important part. So this is where you really want to engage your avatar, your ideal client, by answering their questions, posting some good copy that's going to grab them and speak to their needs. You know your clients better than anyone. You know what they're asking and you know what they're wanting. So this is where you really grab them. And then you start answering questions after questions after questions. Also, you want to use a little bit of breadcrumbing. What this is posting comments linked back to your blog. You can have other blogs linking back to the blog. You can have guest posts linking back to your blog. You want to drive traffic to your blog. You want to share your blog on social media. Any way that you can share your blog and increase traffic, it's going to help. So that's been my top 10. I hope it helps you out. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below and don't forget to hit like.